Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Unique Couples Sunday Night Live.
It's our anniversary. I'm so excited. I'm so
Yes, it is.
excited.
Yes, it is.
Not our wedding anniversary. It's actually our 1 year anniversary of Unique Couple Sunday Night Live. So we're all excited. We started exclusively on with Facebook, and now we are on YouTube and Instagram.
Twitter
Twitter. Yes. So we're
and
all
Facebook.
excited.
Yes,
Yes,
we
on
are
Facebook as
excited.
well, right?
We are
Yes.
Vito and Linda Patrick of Unique Couples from Freeport, Bahamas. And we are fired up about this evening. We're going to be in for a great time. We're going to be in for an awesome time. So, what you want to do, you want to make sure, tell your friends, tell your family members we're on. We're about to get started shortly. Let them know to come on in.
Tag someone, live squad, go ahead, hashtag live squad in chat, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay after. Hello, Tanyetta. Hello, Kathy. Good to see all of you. We have basically almost traveled all around the world, and we're so happy about that. Houston has been a popular spot. Texas has been a popular spot, and we're excited because we have with us Franco and Carol Charles, all the way from Houston, Texas, and they were the first couple we had on Unique Couple Sunday Night Facebook Live. And so we're all excited about having them. We were like, we have to make sure get them for this date. So we're all excited. This is 1 year.
Yeah.
All through the pandemic, it happened. We were here in your homes, just, encouraging, empowering, motivating, providing inspiration and transformation that we've seen with lots of couples. And so we've traveled the world, right?
Yes,
the pandemic had us like kind of trapped down, but we've traveled the world. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, before we had the pandemic, we had events in persons, and then there came COVID. You had lockdowns all over the place, and we were like, what were we gonna do for our viewing audience? What were we gonna do for our community? And up came Facebook Live, and we started doing the Sunday night Facebook Lives. And like Linda said, Franco and Carol Charles, they were our first presenters, and we went 51 more Sundays having our live. So we said when we reach 1 year, we gotta have Franco and Carol back, and we are excited to have them back.
They're here. Hello, Franco and Carol. Okay, I think you're still muted. Okay.
Yeah, I am off. Yep. We're here, guys.
All right.
Awesome. Yes. And they're excited to be on. Listen, have your questions in chat. We are all excited about the topic tonight because we, of course, want to avoid these pitfalls that couples make in their marriage. Our topic this evening is we're going to put that up on the screen. The top 5 reasons marriages fail. Okay. And Franco and definitely have a lot to say about that. They can share with their personal experience as well. Before we get into that, we want to say that stick around until the end. You still have some persons to go ahead and tag and let them know we are live. But stick around until the end because we have prizes to give out for the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass, which is coming up May 3rd and 4th. For women only. And we also have the Unique Couples Love Leaves Clues Treasure Hunt that you can do with your loved one, your spouse at any time. You could go ahead and get that, purchase that, and you can go ahead and enjoy that experience. It's all planned for you. All you have to do is go and follow the instructions, find the clues, and that'll be a time for you and your loved one. So we're all excited about that. And of course, we want to send out shout out to the Nail Lab Creations by Anna. Check her out to get all fixed up ladies right here in Freeport, Bahamas. Bare Necessity in 8 Mile Rock, Bahamas. Go ahead and get all of your healthcare, self-care, beauty care needs from there. And of course, Hair to Please as well. Hair to Please, you can check out Hair to Please and get your items, get your hair done, get your hair. For those of us who like to wear those extensions, she will have you all fixed up, dolled up. And then, of course, there are some other things on sale there as well. So we just want to say shout out to all of them. And Style Me Pretty by Shadra. Okay, so thank you all for supporting Unique Couples, and then our team in the background working with us through the year. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
A whole year. Thank you, Lynn, Polly, in the background, just making sure everything is straight, and Julie there helping and supporting. We are so thankful and grateful for all of you who are on the team and who are supporting, and of course the others as well. But we just want to if you have any questions, put them in chat. We want to hear your questions. We have a question and answer at the end.
Yes, we do.
And if you need to speak to us directly, you can email us at uniquecouplesrekindle@gmail.com. Right?
Yeah.
And direct message us. So for those of you who are registered already for the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass, go ahead and put registered in chat. And then those of you who want to be a part of it, just type Masterclass and we will send you the link. So the top 5 reasons marriages fail. We are all excited. Franco and Carol here. It was like we were planning for a year before the year happened. Like we were saying, oh my goodness, it'll be good if they came back on the year of the exact date. I was like, it just happened. So we're all excited about that.
Yes, we are excited about that. And we know we're going to be in for a great time as Franco and Carol share with us this evening on the top 5 reasons that marriage failed. So don't want to take up much more of their time, but we're now going to turn it over to Franco and Carol. Tell our viewing audience a little about yourself and take it over from there.
You're awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm Franco and this is
Carol.
We are here in Houston, Texas. We've been telling you, we've been seeing God do amazing things in our lives. We run an organization called Empower Leadership. Most people believe Empower Leadership is about preaching and teaching, but it's really an organization, an LLC that provides organizational development with churches, businesses, and we've been really excited about that. You want to add a little bit to that?
And we do individual coaching or even couple coaching, personal coaching. And so we're very excited to see what God is doing through that and through us as well. So thank you again, guys, for having us on.
Happy anniversary.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, yes. So when we look at the topic, the top five reasons marriages fail. Yes, top 5. We know that there are a whole lot more reasons. We know from your personal experience, you might have, with your blended family and coming from a background of, probably this being your second time around. This is your second marriage. You would have some insight on what would cause marriages to fail. And so we just want to give you the chance to kind of talk about that in relation to, what happened with you. And we'll just come on in. So if you could share with us maybe your top 3, and then we'll come in and, top 3 first. And we kind of pause on that because we want to give them too much one time, right?
We have to condense it. We put out the 5, Lindsay. We got the 5.
All right.
Yeah, so if you could go ahead and share with us and share with the community, we will be so grateful for that.
Absolutely. We're ready.
Yeah.
Okay,
take it away.
Thank you. So I was given the topic, the top 5 reasons. Carol and I began to just look at it, and it really hit home. And of course, you never want marriages to fail, right?
No.
You always want it to succeed and always be successful. But as we were going through this, we literally had to condense it. We had like over 30 different reasons. So I'm going to let Carol go ahead as I just give the topic as relates to what we're speaking on today. But before we go or move forward, I want to say to Linda and Vito, listen, congratulations. Those of you that have supported them over the years, but we cannot leave the person that actually made this whole network and relationship connected, which is Coach Ricardo himself, which is also the coach for Vito and Linda. And we're very, very excited for all that has been taking place and allowing that connection to take place. As I go into this right now, I'm just going to do a prayer. I'm going to give the title again, and Carol's going to give the 5, and then we can just go right into it as we go into it at this time. For those that are watching, continue to support Unique Couples I'm telling you, Vito and Lynn have been committed to this. Many people, they start and then they end, but they've been very, very committed to that. So all of you that's been supporting them over the year and even years to come, thank you so much for that. Father, we thank you for this time together. We ask, God, that your power will move during this time. We just ask that we will share our story. We thank you, Lord God, that you allow our story to be somebody else's story right now that will encourage them, to allow them to be empowered even at this time. Let this time that we have with the viewing audience and those that will listen to this in days to come and weeks to come and years to come, that their lives will be empowered. We thank you for your wisdom and we thank you for your spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about the top 5 reasons marriage fails. John, what are these 5 top things that we condensed?
So we have condensed, looking back, like what we said in our personal lives and coming through, this is our second marriage, and seeing exactly like what failed, because you do that evaluation, that self-evaluation.
Absolutely.
And we both had a long list, but we strategically looked and said, okay, what are the main 5 reasons that marriages fail? And the first one we have is lack of communication. That was both our top one that we have shared in our previous, and we've also with these top 5, we also have made it and secured in our marriage that we wouldn't lack in these top 5. So number 2 is familiarity. Number 3 is living by occasion. Number 4 is no love, and number 5 is insecurity.
So as we move forward, I want to look closely at these 5 things that will actually literally cause your marriage to fail. And as Carol mentioned, these were some of the things that we have literally, and as we shared last year, at the same way, we wanted to give just not information, but right after that, everything that we shared, and you can go back of last year's video on training that we provided, you will see that everything that we discussed was actually execution. We want to be able to share these 5 things that you'll be able to not allow this just to be information. Please, folks, those that are watching, I want you to understand something. We do not give information. We do not just give information because it's okay to know, but you also have to apply. Not only do you have to apply, but you have to live what you are doing as well. So over our experience over the years, of course, I've grown and Carol have grown. There's a lot that we have to go through, but I'm telling you, we're not just going to tell you lack of communication and we don't have no communication. I've been talking, we talk every, tell her how long we talk.
Oh, we talk like all day, text all day. Some people just like. And
I mentioned this last time, and I'm telling you, it's not that we, see, the thing about it, we came to realize we don't have a perfect marriage, but we're aiming for a complete marriage. Please write that down. We do not have a perfect marriage, okay? We have a complete marriage. And one of the things that has made and helped us is finding the things that will work for us and then executing it, write this down, immediately. You don't take 2, 3 days or 3, not in this marriage. We don't take 2 to 3 weeks to change anything. Once she brings it to my attention through communication, we're able to make those changes right away. So let's look at these 5 outputs. Let's look at these 5 outputs of failures, right? That Carol mentioned, lack of communication, familiarity, living by occasions, no love, and insecurity. So let's look at the first one. Lack of communication, as we mentioned. If there is no communication in your marriage is already dead.
Yes.
Okay? If there is no communication in your marriage is dead. When I tell some of my homeboys, I say, listen, I speak to my wife every day. I speak for her I can talk to her from morning and I can talk to her all the way through. I take time during my lunch break or during the break and whatever may break. And I remember mentioning to a guy and he said, bro, she's going to get used to it. Good God in heaven, why did I marry her? If anybody's just going to get used to me talking to, it's my wife. That's what we want to change today. You got to understand, and Carol's going to jump in a minute, you got to understand that the person you decide to marry, that is your life partner. I can never get tired of talking to her. The person you're with, if you can get tired of them, then that's an issue. The person you're with, you are delighted to talk to them whatever given time. They're the only person you should be able to talk to. I'm talking about sundown to sun up. Let me ask you this. You know when you were dating, you did that all night?
You fell asleep at night.
Talk to me about it, babe. You're like, no, you leave. No, you leave. No, you leave. Talk to me about that a little bit. Talk to me about that. So when we were communicating, we tend to have this more when we were dating, or
Right.
talk to me about that.
So a lot of times that's what happens because you're in that dating season. You feel like, oh, I want that person to stay with me. I want to give it my all. And then it's like you get into this marriage and then some of those things you let go, you get comfortable with each other. You tend to now think as, oh, well, he already knows me. Oh, he should know these
What are we going to
things
talk
already.
about?
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about. And of course, many of you do talk to each other. Don't lose that, is what we're trying to say. Because communication is the lifeblood of the relationship. Share them with me the other day when you're talking about communication and how it actually helps the relationship.
Well, it helps because, one, I know the direction of what you're thinking or what you're going through. And
Yeah.
if I'm absent from that, then how do I
Wow.
know that I'm fulfilling in those areas?
Yeah.
If something's bothering you or you're struggling through something, how do I know that it's happening?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
there's always has to be that communication, and you feel you have that partner is there for different reasons of your life. And that is one to say, hey, you're not alone in this life.
Wow.
You're not alone
Wow.
through your problems.
Yeah.
I'm here, and you
Yeah.
make yourself available to that person.
Listen, that makes me as a man feel confident. That makes me as a man, like Carol just said, knowing the direction that I'm going. And most of us at times when we are working our jobs, we professionals, we executives, we ministry, we doing all this stuff, that's what can cause the breakdown to come in your marriage or even in your relationship. When you stop communicating. Remember, I always say this, if what you are doing in the dating scene or during the time when you were just with each other, when you were dating and getting to know each other, you cannot stop what you were doing. Tony Robbins said it best. Tony Robbins, you probably know him as Anthony Robbins. He said it best. He said, if what you were doing in the beginning of your relationship and you continue to do it even at the end of your relationship, then your relationship will never have any end. Most relationships just end and fail because we stop doing what we were doing in the beginning, which brings us to point number 2, which is
Familiarity.
Talk about it.
That's a big one, because I think a lot of times we can just we can get comfortable of doing the same mundane day after day.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, he'll understand me or she'll understand what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And so we get into this routine, and I hate when a relationship falls into that, because now you're just, okay, this is what I do Monday through Sunday. This is how we are. And then you're adding elements of kids and so forth.
Yeah.
And then it becomes even more. So a lot of times you're like, oh, yeah, I have this and I have that. And so you can get very comfortable in a relationship. And that's a dead zone.
Comfort is a dead zone. You heard Carla say it. I'm telling you right now. Comfort is a dead zone. The reason why we chose familiarity is because familiarity kills anything that's good.
Now you're just living partners.
Yeah, you just partners, you just roommates. I mean, the sex is familiar. No, I want it this way. No, man, change it up a little bit, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. You gotta not allow yourself to get familiar.
Then you start looking a certain way.
Yeah.
You start, oh, well, he already knows how I look. So then you start, oh, pajama pants, sweatpants.
Yeah.
I know it went through COVID.
You created
a lot
the
of
breed.
people said, oh, yeah, there's a rise in buying, sweatpants.
Mm-hmm. Not in your home, darling.
Yeah. No, you still need to put on that lingerie. You still need to look, that sexiness. You still need to bring it in the home.
Okay.
Yes. And so I think that's the key, is keeping those consistencies that
it goes, and you're right.
attracted you to.
It is, of course. Man, y'all better stop. We might end this show right now. y'all play with me. The thing about it is that with communication is you communicate these things. And the way when you begin to communicate, you can actually catch these pulse. The pulse of when things are getting familiar. When your relationship becomes familiar. You start seeing things like dishonor. You start seeing things like disrespect. You start seeing things of just letting things just go. Never get comfortable in your relationship. I told my wife years ago, I said, listen, I would always treat you, listen to this, guys, like this is the first day I've met you. Yeah. Literally treat her like every moment. You right here, am I lying?
No.
Listen, when you make your wife your mission, then everything else becomes really, really a focus. because she makes me her mission. I make her my mission. And through communication, now, there are three different areas that I want to talk about as relates to communication. Of course, we can talk about the children, which we have. We can talk about finances and so forth. I talk to her based as a woman. She talked to me as a man. I talk to her as a wife. She talks to me as a husband. I talk to her as a person in ministry. She talked to me as a person in ministry. She talked to me as a business owner. We both have to talk to each other because we both own this organization. The thing about it is that you have to know when you're communicating to your spouse, who are you speaking to? You got to go in with an understanding that, listen, when I'm talking to my wife today, I'm not going to talk to her like she's at the office. I'm not going to boss her around. I'm not going to be telling her stuff to do. And I have to turn that off every now and then. And I've done that. I think I'm still working on that, but I think I'm doing a little better job. Talk a little bit about that.
So yeah, I mean, those things can get caught up and twisted in your marriage because they're all functioning as part of one unit. And so we have to be cautious of those things because sometimes it's like, okay, you are my husband, but right now I'm talking to you as a business partner. You know, this is the thing. Here's the 5 focuses. You know, here are the 5 goals. Okay, now in our relationship, here's
mortgage need to be paid. You got any money, son?
Here's what we're looking at. Here's what we're facing, and vice versa. You know, here's the children. Here's what's coming up. You know, we just had our daughter's prom. Okay, we had to plan that. But you know, we have to make sure that we could fulfill that expense. And so it's a lot of communications in different areas. And like you said, you have to be, you know, when do I come to you as your spouse? And when do I come to you as the business owner or the, you know, person in ministry? So,
and I think we're definitely being strategic in making sure that happens, because why did we share that, right? The reason why we shared it is that it's not just communication. I want you to take away from this today. Just don't communicate with your spouse, but be very strategic in your communication. Ladies, I know sometimes, you know, it's a little difficult. I had to create the space. Another thing to create in your communication is the space. I have to make sure that my wife is safe to come and communicate to me. In most relationships, the husband is not safe. He don't feel like this. She can judge me. The wife feels like he's not going to listen to me. Am I making sense?
Or I've tried that before, and so they already showed me that they can't be trusted, and so all those things can happen. And so how do you prevent that from happening? And it's just like what I say: keep on communicate. You know, do it in different ways. There's different types of communication. You know, the verbal, nonverbal. I mean, this just communication in itself. There's so many different ways to communicate, and so you, with the learning your spouse and who you're with, you know, like, okay, I know the strongest way to communicate to my spouse.
By now, if you've been married to the person about 6 months to a year, you're supposed to be studying your mate anyway. You're supposed to be studying your husband.
That's a dating.
That's dating, and especially when you're getting married. I think what happened is that we don't study each other. There is such a thing called the 5 language of love, and how you be able to communicate that. My wife's language of love, as I communicate that to her, to avoid familiarity, we're going to get that in a minute because I'm still building that foundation, is I have to know her language of love. Now ask me what her language of love is. Her language of love is affection. Mine is affirmation. Man, you got to tell me, listen, especially if I wash the dishes, you say, you did good. That's just, listen, you can't get rid of it. That's a part of who you are. But if you don't know your spouse and know what their trigger points are, you will be communicating.
But in the wrong way.
Which
it comes out one way or the other.
One way or the other.
It's going to or through
frustration. It's going to be very angry with you. He don't get me. He don't understand me. So with that in itself, you can see why that can lead out of failure. The reason why we wanted to have a little bit more communication, because familiarity speaks for itself. All of that is a sign of familiarity. I always say this: when you're not talking to your wife, I'm going to tell you right now, someone else is. If you're not talking to your husband, someone else is. And you can't get mad when that begins to break. Remember, she is my life partner. She is my focus. She is the ultimate focus of my life and my being at this point. If I decided to be with her, then it means she took all the essence of who I am, my mental faculty, my mindset, my focus, my eyes. She is my mission. And I'm your mission?
Yes.
Because I'm getting fired up.
I'm not aggressive.
Oh, okay, I'm getting fired up. So the thing about it is that when you start looking at your marriage like that, which I have to grow into, okay? Yeah. And then I realized, listen, she is the person I'm spending the rest of my life with. Nothing else matters at that point. That means now I have to learn, what can I do to make her happy? What can I make her understand that, listen, I'm here to make your life better. Does that make sense? Familiarity is something that you want to stay away from as we talk about communication. Familiarity will kill. It is the death blow. It's the show, Frank. It is the death blow of your relationship. Carol, last thing on familiarity before we go to the other ones. I can't get to the three and I can't wait to get to the 3 and 4 and 5th one. Familiarity. We were talking about familiarity the other day.
Right.
What stood out to you when we were talking about that?
Well, it's just like, okay, I want to let him know, like, because like communication, it's like, okay, I don't want to get caught up into
the mundane.
Yes. And so sometimes I will be the one to initiate something different. I'll be like, okay, it's a Thursday or it's a Wednesday, maybe even on a Monday. Or Tuesday. I mean, any day of the week, because you know that you do have a routine. Some of y'all, have full-time, we all have full-time jobs, full-time ministries, probably 2 or 3 of those things we're doing. And so it's like, you know what? We have to take the step. You have to create what you want. You said something the other day, create the moment. Create your space. Yes. And so what we have to do is we have to break that. When I see myself falling into that, I have to immediately create, hey babe, I want to take you out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Or I even go out and buy a special gift for him, just to show appreciation for whatever it is. Make me feel like Clark Kent turned into Superman. Just so, and sometimes I even, us women, we tend to have, the men give us roses all the time and so forth. And so I have the privilege to do the opposite. I was like, you know what? He's always giving me flowers. Let me give him flowers. And so, how many men can say, oh, I got him flowers? It's because it made my day. Yeah, society has said, oh, women are, but it does create it breaks that familiarity. It reversed what we think it is. A woman should not just be sitting around getting gifts showered on her, and then you make the man feel like it's expected for him to do it. Listen, that is your man. You ought to just listen. If you get anything from us today, let me say this right now. Your life partner is your mission. Nothing else, nobody else. Not your mama, not your papa. This is where I am so strong as relates to marriage and making sure that this definitely work and be what God intended it to be. Because God said, listen, let me go scripture now. God said it's not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him. The thing about it, when you look at the person that's in your life, they fit like a suit. Yeah. My jacket right now, when I put this on, it fits good and it's comfortable. It's comfortable because those are the experiences I'm supposed to feel in my marriage. Right. I'm supposed to feel a fit. I'm supposed to feel comfortable. I'm supposed to feel covered. And these things I feel, it's like the crown of a wife. The crown, a good woman is the crown of a husband. And when you have a wife or a husband that fits your life, you will feel these things in your life where you're comfortable, where you feel that you can be free and be yourself. You can't listen. I tell you, I sometimes be clocking out to run home to this woman, y'all. If you are finding alternatives not to be with the person you're with and to hang out with her and be with her, I challenge you to check your marriage. Because your partner's supposed to be your safe place. Yes. Your partner's how did you think, I'm a preacher, is that all right, baby? How did you think Samson was able to allow himself to be able to give Delilah his secret? When a woman knows how to love her man, she's good God in heaven. He's able to give a secret about his identity, secret about his strength, secret about who he is. Yes. Yes. The power of a woman knows how to bring out the secrets of a man.
That this man was able, after taking the Nazarite vow, he was able to lay his head in the lap of a strange woman. How do you get your man to be able to be so vulnerable with you that he tells you where all his secrets are? If your husband is hiding, if your wife is, or am I preaching, baby?
Yeah.
If there's secrecy in your marriage, I'm telling you right now, you are at a death zone's door. It will not last. Oh, they got listen, they got think like a mistress master class coming up in the next few weeks. You need to be a part of that, because what happens is this: when your wife or your husband does not become your mission, everything else becomes your distraction. Good God, I'm preaching better than we're talking today. When your husband or your wife does not become your mission, she's my focus. I get up every day. I should tell you, am I lying?
No.
I have a list. What would be the 5, 10 things I do this month for Carol? What would be the 5, 10 things I need to do? Every day, it's like an urgency, just like my call, just like me wanting to preach, just like me wanting to do ministry. She has become, oh God, she is my ministry. Husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church.
Yes.
And boy, does Jesus love the church good. Gave himself for it.
But when you do that, and I do that, we only become better.
We become better.
We become better people. We become better partners.
Tell them.
Yes, you're adding to me. I'm adding to you.
This thing is crazy.
I always tell my kids, because they're in the age, my oldest is 23. And it's like, look, if you're dating someone and that person is taking away from you, or you're in a marriage and that person is taking away from you, adding heartache, adding misery, sorrow, no.
That's a mess.
That's a mess.
Get away from that.
You're supposed to be adding to me, and I add to you. We build a
But you can't add if they're not your mission, your focus. Anyhow, okay. The third one, so stay away from familiarity, okay? The third one is living by
occasion.
Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, wow.
We have to pull this one.
Yeah, so one thing that, in my first marriage, and I had to experience, I went through this, is like the person that I was with could only show me love only on occasion.
Don't do it.
Got to get the best Valentine's gifts, the best Christmas gifts, best anniversaries gifts, but the rest of the year, there was nothing there. And that becomes a routine, And so it's like, wait a minute, something's wrong, because if you can show me just on occasions, because this world has the system of that, right? Then everybody just celebrates. It's like, no, that's not supposed to be just on an occasion. We're supposed to show and express our love every day. So I'm not looking for it. Oh, Valentine's Day, this is the moment that I'm going to see how much he loves me. No, there's nothing like that. I don't even recall, like, sometimes people are like, oh, what's your anniversary date? I'm like, oh my God, babe,
I promise, guys, we forgot it. We know it, but I'd be like, because, go ahead.
Because every day has been created.
That was intentional. Living by occasions, something you said just now, it allows you to be able to become comfortable. In our home and in our marriage, we made a decision years ago. We said, listen, we will celebrate occasions, but our marriage will not be governed by occasions. Now, let me explain a little bit, because we have to pull this a little bit. Living by occasions. When you subject your marriage or your mate, your life partner, the person you say, I do, you are teaching your marriage to only celebrate moments. But when you create an environment where you give yourself the permission to celebrate each other at any given time, you break a cycle. Let me share with you what several reasons what that creates. It creates honor. I honor all the time. Respect. I take her out of wondering when she will be appreciated, because as long as she feels appreciated, my life even is better.
Right.
A woman, when she feels appreciated, she grows into a level of security and become her best. The Bible says that the husband is responsible to water her and wash her with the word, to present her to himself, spotless. What appreciation does, it empowers her spirit to become the best person to you. But if I'm not doing the things, or I'm doing it just on, when the world say Valentine's, February 14th, her birthday's on the 20th. Now, you can still do it, y'all. Let me get a little trick to it. February 14th is Valentine's. I do it on the 12th. Mother's Day is a certain May whatever. I don't know the day. I do it a week prior. Why? Because when I first started doing it, I even thought I was crazy myself. I never want this woman to be caught up on an occasion. Because Monday, she is celebrated. Tuesday, am I lying? It's small things.
It's
small things. Your favorite ice cream.
There's a moment, I think it was like last week, we were in the grocery store, which we normally do grocery pickup.
I go grocery shopping with her.
Sometimes, you know, you're on the weekend, you're like, oh, let's go get some sweet or something like that. And so we went to our Kroger's. It's a grocery store, and we were with our daughter Leah, and she's 2.5, she'll be 3 in July. And Franco always takes her to buy these flowers. Like every month, I don't know what day specific because it's random, but every month he goes out and he buys flowers for me. And so we were at this grocery store, and Aaliyah says, Dad, Mom, you know, and he pointed to the flowers.
That's my little buddy boy. I take everywhere.
She's like, Mom, you like red? You like pink? You know, so she was asking me what color of flowers did I like, and she wanted to let Franco know, like, Dad, you know, those
is it time to get Mama a flower? Now, it's not reducing to just flowers.
No.
Flowers and candies and diamonds and, you know, getting her the house that she wants and the car that she wants. Listen, whatever works for you, okay? The principle behind not doing celebrating occasions is you maintaining in your marriage, okay, an environment of appreciation for that woman and that man. And I will say this to wives, and I will say this again. Don't just only be the man or your husband giving you gifts. That's not good. Love is, oh God, here it is, a reciprocation. My good God in heaven. Did you know the law of reciprocity is not a Christian definition? It's not a Christian principle. It's a psychological principle. It is said by psychologists, famous psychologists once said that when a person gives something in kindness, you must reciprocate that in kindness as well. But it gets better. Shut out apart. When they don't respond.
Oh, when they don't respond, then it's a mental.
It's a mental issue. Yes. Listen to this, folks.
It's a mental issue.
When someone shows kindness to you and you
they don't reciprocate back,
it shows that they have a psychological problem. That's what the law and the principle and the behavior to be correct of reciprocity explains. That's why you're probably still trying to wonder, how is it that I'm doing from, oh God, I'm here close now. Listen, he ain't crazy, he just need help. She ain't crazy, she just need help. But it's a psychological issue. It's a mental stagnation, blockage. It has to do with psychological behavior. When a person does kindness and you don't do, my wife goes and does something good for me and I just sit down like, oh, she's supposed to do it? Like, yeah. And some men are crazy about that. That's familiarity. The moment your husband or your wife does something for you, whether it be in your avoided occasions, and even if it happened on occasion, I'm trying to tell you, don't do it on occasion because your marriage will fail. It's going to be stipulated by one thing. On good times. No, you create the moments. You are in control of creating the narrative and the environment you want for your marriage. Yes. Carol, number 4, because we got to go.
No love.
You better dig that up.
Wow.
You need a shovel?
No.
Dig that up.
What does love look like? Love has characteristics, correct? Love has behaviors. Love has an identity. Love is an action word.
Love is an action word.
I love this because so many, and I've seen it time and time after again, and so many, even in our language, our daily language, a lot of people, they say, oh, I love this.
No, you don't.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love you.
No,
but it's just a word, and it's a word that has become too familiar without action. And love, like we have mentioned, love is an action.
It's an action word. If you love me, I can see it. If you love me, I can feel it. Like you said, it's a characteristic, it's a behavior, it's an identity, it's an action word. And what are these characteristics, behaviors, and identity and action? Well, number one, hit that with me, Carol. Hit that with me. Giving.
Where are we?
Right here.
Oh, giving.
Life is giving. I mean, love is giving. Life is giving too, but love is giving.
Love is giving.
When somebody say, I love you, baby, I love you, I want to see your giving status. Listen to me, couples. Just like we said about the lack of communication, familiarity, and occasions. So you don't need an occasion. I didn't say get rid of occasions. I just say your marriage is worth more than occasions. Babe, I want to ask you this from a female standpoint. You said it, but I want you to dig it a little bit. When it only happened on the days of the occasion, how did you feel? When only you were treated like on occasion. Valentine's.
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel good. I mean, it was just that moment, but then the next day comes, and it's just like, okay, so then
that's a dead blow.
Yeah, and because it's like, if someone can express the love on one day, they should be able to express their language of love every day.
Wow.
Not just, okay, I've done the occasion, so now let me just be who I'm always going to be.
Wow.
You know,
imagine if Jesus was like that with us.
Yeah.
Because it said that the church, your husband loved your wife, but Christ loved the church. And imagine if Jesus just loved us on occasions. That is where that principle came from. Your life in your marriage is not an occasion, it's a lifestyle. So when you look at no love, when there is no love, then you're already at the death door of your marriage. Now, here's some characteristics that relate to love, because love has characteristics, behaviors, identity, and action. Go ahead.
Remember, if you have no love, then you have what? Hate. And hate has characteristics.
Talk a little bit about it. What are those characteristics in hate? Talk to me, please, and we can wrap up in a minute. What are those? Hold on. Hate has characteristics too. Yeah.
Hate has characteristics. Hate has behaviors.
So love gives. So hate does what?
Takes away.
Okay, and here's another one. Love covers. Giving is John 3:16. Let me throw it there. For God so loved the world, he gave. He's a giving God. Love covers. That's 1 Peter 4:8. So love covers. Hate does what? Uncovers. Love covers. Hate uncovers. Love gives. Hate takes away. Here's another characteristic, and I'm gonna dive into this. Loves owe no one anything. That is found in Romans 13 and verse 8. Listen what it says. Owe no one anything except to love each other. That means when you're in love, my wife is not going to be owed emotional affection. I'm not going to let her starve. I'm not going to owe her. We don't have time to dive into that. For the one who loves one another has fulfilled the law. Love fulfills. These are the characteristics and the behavior of love. Love owes no one. So my wife don't have to beg for my attention. I owe that to her. Man, I wish I had time. Love fulfills. Love is a fulfillment. Areas of her life is being fulfilled. So let's do this again, Carol. Love gives. Hate does what?
Takes away.
Love covers. Hate does what?
Uncovers.
Love doesn't owe. Hate does what?
Oh.
Love fulfills, hate does what? It unfulfills. So listen what the characteristics, and we will close with this as relates to love. This is found in 1 Corinthians 13:4-5. It says love is what? Patient. Love is?
Kind.
Love does not envy itself. It does what?
Not boast.
It is?
Not proud.
It is?
It does not dishonor.
It is not?
It does not dishonor.
And it is not?
It is not self-seeking.
It is not
easily angered.
It keeps no
record of wrong.
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
And if you see yourself in your relationship, in your marriage, having that language of recording the wrong, even though you've already forgiven, or even though you've already expressed and came to an agreement, this won't happen again, then I shouldn't be bringing up in an argument and so forth. Oh, but you did. Or you remember you did this. Oh, and so much. So it's so easy for us to get caught up in those conversations.
And that's 1 Corinthians 13,
Yeah.
4 and 5. If you really want to know, this is the gauge stick of realizing if you're in love or not. And then finally, well, here's number 5. Here's number 5. Insecurities. So when there is no love, when you're living by occasion, when you're living by familiarity, and there's no communication, it only leads to insecurities. What are insecurities? Who that calling you? Who you texting? You ain't home yet? What time you can be here?
Are you really going there?
Are you really going to hang out with your friends? And it creates such an
Yeah,
unhappiness.
it's not good.
It's not good. So when you communicate, you remove familiarity. You stop living by occasion and making your spouse or the person you're with the occasion. I mean, not living by occasion, but every day is love in our home. Every day is love in our marriage. And you maintaining love. And of course, we just gave you the characteristics of love, and you want to find the true characteristics of love again. That's 1 Corinthians 13, 4 and verse 5. Friends, I can tell you right now, my wife knows the codes to my phone. She knows wherever I am. Out of courtesy, I will type and say, babe, I just arrived. Furthermore, we do that not just out of avoid insecurities. We know that Houston could be crazy. We started implementing this just to make sure, hey, you made it safe, and it became a normal thing. Yes. Hey, babe, I made it here. I'm here. And it became a part of our communication to say, I'm here, I'm leaving, and guess what? The best person that can keep you accountable in your marriage should be your husband or your wife. Guys, we trust that today, as we shared on the top 5 reasons marriage fail, we thank you even at this time. Suppose your spouse is king, queen, or nonverbal toxic communication, but nonverbal discussion on anything. What do you do? Wonderful. Suppose your spouse is the king or queen of nonverbal toxic communication, but no verbal discussion on anything. What do you do? Wow, Carol, hit that real quick. Thank y'all for your time, guys. We now have questions.
I mean, it must be told, it must be expressed. There's different, sometimes it's creating that space, like we mentioned, creating a space where you know that spouse or the other person is very happy, very open, you know, because we all have those type of settings where either it's a restaurant or certain, you know, place, maybe a park, maybe, you know, candlelight dinner. I mean, creating the space and then really just going into it and saying, hey, look, we need to discuss this, you know, because a lot of times when we just like, hey, babe, I need to talk to you about something. It comes off to like, oh my God, what's going on, you know? And so you don't want to create that type of environment. You want to make sure that when you are discussing important issues in your relationship, that you're creating the space for it.
That is true. As Carol mentioned, creating that space, but even go directly even to the question even further, if this person is they're non-communicative, right? And they're not communicating in any way, and when they do, they just, you know, it's toxic, then you're really disrespecting your marriage, man. You know, you can't say I do and then start acting like I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, again, let me stress this again, man, okay? And I had to learn and grow into this, okay? The person you said yes to, the person you said yes to is your ultimate focus. Unless you get anything else we say today, we grew into that. Let me say it again. You said I do to that person. Then you have the ability to make sure both of you good. If you don't, man, just get out of the doggone marriage, man. A lot of people say, oh, I don't believe in divorce. Y'all can make each other freaking miserable. There goes my freaking name. I thought I was going to behave myself. Either you decide, watch this, let's be real here. You're going to be miserable or happy. Which one do you want? So don't make it difficult for your wife. Don't make it difficult for your husband. Y'all two said, I do. Y'all two saw something and invited everybody to your wedding. Go and get your dress, go and get your knife. What brought you to the altar in the first place? Let me do my Denzel. What brought y'all to the altar? What made you say yes to that woman? What made you say yes to that guy? And this is how y'all treat each other now? Get out or stay in.
And if that person's not giving you time or day, then there's a really big decision you're having to do and make. It's not the best and the easiest decision, but one way or another, like you said, there has to be a decision to be made. You cannot, and God didn't bring us into this world so we can be miserable.
Babe, you just hit me with a scripture. John 10:10, man. Jesus said, I came. Same one who said, husband, love your wife, Christ loved the church. He's talking about himself. He said, and now I came, okay, that you may have what? Life and have it more abundantly. Are you seeing abundance in your marriage? So if you're not going to get out, stay in and just talk. For God's sake, stay away from familiarity. Get away from that occasion. Start doing something new in your marriage. Talk to that person. Vito, hit us with the next question. Don't play with your marriage. Hey, guys.
Hey, Franco.
I'm over here in my living room.
Whoa. Love it. What made you say yes? Love it. Takeaways. We want to ask everyone to type their takeaways in chat. Yes. What brought you to the altar in the first place? You must know that, and then definitely keep that in mind. Work it out. Yeah. Try something new. We love it.
Yes.
And another takeaway for me, I know everyone go ahead and type your takeaways in chat. Remember, there's just something for you. Everyone will catch something different every time they watch and listen. Go back and watch this. I know at one point, Carol and Franco are like really at it, like you're trying to catch up. So you need to make sure go and rewatch this and share this.
I'm glad with this thing, boy. Hey.
Yes. This was powerful. This was awesome.
Empowered, definitely. Yes. So I wanted to say one of my takeaways as well was your marriage is a lifestyle, not just the occasion, just celebrating those occasions. Treat me. Yeah. It's like you're treating me like dirt all year round, but on Valentine's or my birthday or anniversary, and you want to try treat me like, oh, I'm a delicate flower. Like, no, that doesn't work.
I'm like, no. That's a disrespect, man. That's garbage. Get that away from us.
So it makes the occasion void, right? It really doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make you feel well and love and supported because you can, just say I love you on a regular day or help me with whatever needs to be done around the house or be a team. And then you just want to, present this gift. So the takeaways are coming in. I'm not sure if we have time for any more questions, but go ahead and type your takeaways. If you have a chance to type that in quickly before we end, go ahead.
We're going to give away some prizes.
Yes. Okay. So Vito has the questions. No, did you call it questions?
Yeah, so
no number questions today.
Yeah, no number questions. So for our viewing audience, what I want you to do, the first three reasons that Franco and Carol said that causes a marriage to fail.
Yeah, type those in. Go ahead. Everyone type those in.
Type those in. The first three reasons they said that a marriage will fail. Type those in.
Yes, type those in. We're giving away prizes. We will be in the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group tomorrow, which is Monday at 7:30 for Sip and Spill. So you want to be in there to claim your prize. Once you would have won your prize, just message us. Let us know you won your prize so we can give you your ticket to attend the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass. And we also have prizes for the Love Leaves Clues Treasure Hunt. Okay, with Janelle saying that. Don't say I do, then act like I don't. Oh, I love that.
Girl,
don't say I do, then act like I don't.
And then act like I don't.
Yes, mean it, and definitely live up to it. Love it. Okay, so the top three that Franco and Carol mentioned, go ahead and type those in. We're giving away prizes to attend the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass, which is May 3rd and 4th.
Yes.
Okay, so it's ladies, it is time for you. And I just love how Carol and Franco mentioned, how do you get your husband to to be vulnerable to you, and like that Samson laying on Delilah, like just letting it all out, all the secrets. How do you get that?
Sure. They better sign up for Think Like a Mistress Masterclass.
Definitely. Ladies, you need to be there.
Yeah.
Ladies, you have to be there. It's all exclusive for ladies. You don't have to bring your husband. And we've had issues where ladies are finding it difficult to even get their husbands to just sit down and listen to a Unique Couples Sunday Night Live, or read a book with them, or watch a movie with them, or just go out with them, or take them out. And it's things like this that you need to get a handle of and see how you could work through. Okay, so definitely be a part of the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass. Go ahead and register for that. All of those of you who are registered, you can type registered in chat. If you are interested in being a part of it, type Masterclass and we'll get the information to you. Okay, and then of course, so prizes, all of the comments coming in for the top 3 points that Franco and Carol mentioned. We have prizes for you too, and just kind of like type all 3 of them one time. Yeah, type all 3 of them one time instead of one by one. To be a part of.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, to be a part of the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass, the top 3. So we need to give out some prizes now for the Love Leaves Clues. Now, for the Love Leaves Clues, this is something that you have to do with your loved one. It's not really something that you do by yourself. You're looking at increasing intimacy. You're looking at these things to do to increase your connection with each other, and you do not do that. You don't wait on a special occasion. This is something that you're building on every day, and we help you to do this. So that's why we've made the Love Leaves Clues, the treasure hunts, available for you to kind of work year-round, anytime you want.
Anywhere.
Okay, anywhere, anytime. You could be anywhere around the world. We say it's virtual because, hey, you get the information and you go ahead and live out that treasure hunt. Find those clues with your loved one, with your spouse. Go ahead and do the activities. And so we've had a lot of testimonies of persons just raving about how it brought them closer together. They were able to do the activities and, just the intimacy and just taking it to another level. And of course, the ending of the evening or the day or whenever they decide to do it. So be a part of the, get your tickets for that, right?
Yeah.
For the thing like, for the Love Leaves Clues treasure hunt. We have prizes for that as well. You have another question?
No, I don't.
Okay, you don't have another question? We need prizes to give out for the Love Leaves Clues masterclass. Okay, so fill in the blank. You can write in this comment. I really love this one that Franco and Carol said. It says, I think I might have typed it in earlier too, but anyway. Okay, something about mission as it relates to your spouse. Okay, they mentioned something about mission as it relates to your spouse. Go ahead and type what that quote is. They talked about, your spouse as it relates to mission. Go ahead. If you didn't know the answer, go ahead and just kind of watch it over. Look in the comments, type those in, and then you'll get a chance to win tickets for the Love Leaves Clues treasure hunt, and you can get that and go and start right away. So for those of you who will look back and see we want to give you your tickets, please be in the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook group tomorrow at 7:30 for our sip and spill, okay? So you can claim your prizes. Yes.
So just before we end our show this evening, we'd like for Franco and Carol to tell our viewing audience how they can find them on social media, and also how you can get their book.
Oh, I just gonna
as
say,
you can see, this is their book, Empowerment Strategist, Empowerment Coach. So Franco, can you tell our viewing audience how they can find you?
Go ahead, babe.
Well, we're all definitely on Facebook at Franco Charles. We also have a website. It's www.empower.training. You can go to any bookstore, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and you can just put empowerment quotes in there, and you'll be able to purchase that.
Yes, yes.
So,
thank you, Vito and Linda. Oh, you did get the book. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
All
yes,
through the pandemic
yes.
and waiting, we had to make sure to get our book, and we have been using that.
What a blessing. What a blessing.
We had to make sure we got that. Although we waited some time because of shipping and everything, but we got our book. We have our book, and we are loving it. This is UC One More. We want to impact 1 million couples, and we're starting with just the one. So if it's just one couple that benefits from the information, the motivation, the inspiration, the transformation that we offer here at Unique Couples, we would have said our work is done. So we're all excited.
We're very proud of you guys. Very proud to be a part of what God is doing. You guys have been very, very dedicated. It's been an honor. Like I say, y'all pulled for me today. I said I was going to give a certain, and then you see how it just went from there, because it's really an anointing that's on your ministry. And Carol and I really, really appreciate it.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
yes. And we just want to thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to be with us.
Yes, sir.
I see the baby is there.
Hello.
Hello.
This amount of time. She just say hello. Hello. You know, Leah got to be close. You know.
Of course, she is the Facebook baby all over, empowered baby.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed pizza yesterday. I hope you had a great time.
She consumed that like crazy.
Yes, and then yesterday was Husband Appreciation Day, and so we want to say Happy Husband Appreciation Day. You know, kind of a day after, and we know that hey, it isn't even a matter of the occasion for you, because Carol is making sure that you feel appreciated every day. So you know, those kind of days like slip. But, you know, to help some couples, you know, we have to make sure that, hey, we remind them of certain things. And so, of course, we took the time to do that. But continue empowering couples, continue, you know, the training and working and just being a great examples for couples everywhere. We love it. We love it. Yes. And, you know, we're always following you guys. So we are so happy for what you are doing and the training you're offering and the coaching, even for singles and couples as well.
Yes. So, yes, thank you again, Franco and Carol. And for our Unique Couples community, just a few things and wrapping up. Just want to remind you all, on May the 2nd, remember now, May the 2nd, we go exclusively on YouTube. So our Unique Couples Sunday Night Live will be exclusively on YouTube on May the 2nd. So you want to remember that. That's 2 Sundays from now. Also want to remind you all to register for the Think Like a Mistress Masterclass, May 3rd and May 4th. So you want to remember that as well. Then tomorrow night, we have Sip and Spill in the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook private group. So you want to be there tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sip and Spill.
And also we have, finally, by popular demand, it has been requested, we have our Unique Couples Marriage Club. Okay, so for a small fee, we have group coaching in there where couples can come in there, you know, just feel that you know, the love, that environment, the security, the empowerment, the just the connection of getting that with your spouse. Making sure that you have that safe space to grow. Okay, we provide information, inspiration for couples on a daily basis, letting them know what they need to do and work on during that week. So it's not about just information. It's all about doing the actions. Okay, putting the action. So in that group, Unique Couples Marriage Club. Okay, so you can go ahead and join that club. Of course, there's a small fee attached to that club, but we are finally, that will be open as well on May 2nd. We have persons already in that group who are just excited to be a part of it and, you know, just paying their fee. So that was $24.95. So it's a simple, hey, a month, you go ahead and pay that and have the time of your life with your spouse as you transform your marriage. Okay, that's for marriage couples only, definitely. It's the Unique Couples Marriage Club. Okay.
So we'd love to see you all there. So once again, we want to thank Franco and Carol, our unique couples community. We want you to have a great evening. Have a great week. Here at Unique Couples, we are building stronger couples, healthier marriages, and happier families. We love you guys. We'll see you all tomorrow in Sip and Spill.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Bye.